Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to reproduce the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen in isometric projection. Like I always tell you, whenever you're given a figure in isometric, you should draw the isometric axis. That is we have the X, Y, and Z axis. This way at an angle of what? 30 degrees to the horizontal. You can see that? An angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal. Right? And the Y axis too. You can see that? Now when you've done that, you need the entire length, the entire width, the entire height. So if you look at this now, from this point, which is this point on the screen, to this point is from this point to this point here, somewhere around here, and that's given as what? As 50. So I'm going to measure 50 from this point to this point here. This is what? 50. You can see that? And from this point to this end point here, giving us what? 78, which is this point to somewhere around here, 78. So I'll measure 78 starting from 0. This is 0 and 78 here. Then the height is giving us from this point upward, which will be this point to this point here is 10, plus this point to the next point here where this center of the circle is 20, that is making 30, plus the radius from this point here, which is 14, that will give us what? 44. So the height here is given to be 44. From 0, this is 44 here. Right? Now I will now take my set square and I'll join those points together in this manner. I'll project this point upward, and I'll project this next point upward. Then at this point here, what I use to get this, I'll move it to this point, height of what? 44. I'll draw my line to touch this point, and I'll turn the set square also to the direction, and I'll draw this also to touch this point, and here, from here to touch here, and I'll close it up from this point. You can see that. So this is what we have. I have successfully brought out this shape out, right? So from this shape, I'm going to carve out that image that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. I'll carve it here, just using the principle, just like what a sculptor usually do. Pick up a log of wood, they start carving out shapes from that wood. So the first thing we have to do is that from this point here, which is this point on the screen, I'm going to measure 35, right? So let me measure the 35. So this is 35 from here. And see that? 0 to 35. And I'm going to mark it at this point. You can see that? And the height is going to be from here to here, which is what? 10, right? So what I'll just do, I'm going to measure 10 from that point upward. This is 10 here. You can see that? Now I will thicken that point, because from this point to that point here is thickened. So what I'll just simply do here is I'll thicken from this point straight to here. You see that? And also from this point to this point here is thickened, and I'll thicken here too. You can see that? Then I'll have to project this up a little bit here. Then with the help of my set square, I will join this point to this point as shown in the figure from that point to that point there. See that? And I'll thicken it. That is done there. And the next thing from this end point here, which is this end point here, I'll measure distance of 58 between these 2 points here. So I'll measure distance of 48 this way. 0, and this is what 58 here. You can see that. Now I am going to thicken it because it is thickened in the question. I'm going to what? Thicken it. I'll thicken it. And we know the height is given as what? As 10, right? As this. So what I will just do is I can just easily project this way because they are the same. I can just use my faint line, join here to here, and also come from here, join here to here. You can see that, or I'll just measure my 10 millimeter here. So depend on the one you want to do. So I'll thicken here, going to question. This point to this point is thickened, so I'm going to thicken it. And here to here also is thickened in the question. From here to here is thickened, and I'll thicken it. Alright, and from here to here is also thickened. I'm going to thicken it too. You can see that. Then here to here is joint. So I'm going to join this point to this point here. Right? It's more like a chamfer, right? Now join from here to here. You can see that. So we've done that side. Then the next thing is I will just take this inward this way, just like this, and I'm going to go here too this way, just like this. You can see that. Now I will just join here up, faint line, just to make it complete my box. Now this is what we have here. We're moving. Now we know that the distance from here to here is given as 10. So I'm going to measure 10 this way. Look at what I will do. I'm going to measure 10 this way. From here to here is 10. And I'll take it upward. Faint line. Everything you're doing, first of all, faint line. Then I can from here use my set square at this point, and I will join here this way. You can see that, and I'll bring it down to this way. Right. So, and we know that from here to here is thickened, so I'm going to thicken from this point to this point here. It is thickened in the question. So just thicken it, and this point here also is thickened. From here to here is thickened, and I'm going to thicken here. You can see that. Now the next thing is we have a curve giving us a radius of what? Of 14, right? So to get to that center of that circle from here to here is 20, which is from here to somewhere around here. So I'm going to measure 20 to that height. So this is my 0, again, to the height of 20. So at that point, I'm going to draw my center line this way, front line just a little this way, and we're told that the distance from this point to the center, give the center of that circle is 14. That is from here to here is 14. So I'm going to measure 14 too on that point, and I'm having 14 this way, from 0 to 14. Right, this is 14 here. You can see that, and I'm going to just move this. You can see that 14 from here to here is 14. So that will be the center. Now the radius of that circle is given to be 14, right? So let's see if that is 14, then It's the same thing here. Let's see. This is from here to here 14 and also 14 too, right? Consider it's the same 14, 14. Now, if I mark 14 to this point and the top is 14, I'll mark here too to be what? 14. And here too to be what? 14. You can see that? And I'll bring out my 4 points there, my box. I'll bring it out this way, right? And I'll take it down this way, passing through those points to form these 4 points here from here to here to here and to here, right? I can also transfer that point. Look at what I want to do here. Also transfer this point to this point. You see that? And also this point down here. And I'll bring this to touch this. You see the reason why I'm doing this. Alright, so I'm bringing out that box there. Now, the next thing I'll do is I'll draw a diagonal. If I draw a diagonal here, the longest diagonal to this point, passing through the center, I must also draw a diagonal from here to this point, passing through the center. You can see that? Now, once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is, once I place, there's a curve here. If you can look closely, we have a curve. Look at the curve there, right? How will I get that curve? This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my rule from any of this ending, probably this ending here or this ending, any of the ending. I'm going to draw a line from this ending here to touch this point. You can see that? And I'll draw that line from this ending here. I don't really need the other one. I only need this. Which is this point here to get that curve. So when I place my compass at that point here, I'm able to get this curve. So let's do that curve out. You can see that? Similarly, the same thing happens to this side too. So what I'll just do is I'll just transfer my point. If you look at it this way, this point I marked to get this arc, I'm going to transfer it too. From this point to this point, I only need this point here. So I'm going to do the same thing at that point. So place your compass there. But here's what you just do is we know that I will stop at this point here. This is where I will stop. Since the circle stop here, I'll stop here. Right? So I'll just place my compass this way. You see that? And I'll draw this. Then I'm going to join these two together from here to here. Join these two together from here to here. You can see that? And I'll join from here to here, just as shown in the diagram. I'll join from here to here. You can see that? So from here to here is joined, so I'll bring this. Now if you look at it, it's still a little bit curved. Right? How will I do that? I will just I can easily move it from this point straight down here. Right? But what do you notice? It is not giving me exactly what I want this way. You can see that? So what I'll do is I can just place my compass here to this point. So just as if I'm drawing an arc, just faint lines first. Because it should be a kind of tangential to that point. So if I just come here, this is what I actually have. From here to this point. You can see that? So let me just stick in here. This is where I need. Hope you can see that. Similarly, I'm going to do the same thing here too. Since I use this point to get this point, So what about the other point? I'll just transfer the point to the other line. How? So the point I used this point here, right? So I'll just transfer it to the next line here. This is what I need. So if I place it there, here this way, I easily get that curve, faint line first. Then I'm going to join from this point straight down to that point here. Which is this, right? And I'll place another point to thicken it now. So this is what we have. You can see that. Now we're not done. Look at this. There's a circle here at the center here, centralized, which is somewhere around here. So what will I do? From here to here is 24. So I'm going to measure 24 from this point here. I'm going to measure 24 from this point here. Right? This 0, 24 is here. So when I measure 24, I'm going to draw a line this way. Right? I'll draw a line this way. Faint line. Then again, I'll measure 18 from behind here. From here to here is 18. So from back here, I'll measure 18. So let's do that and see 18. So this is 18 that we have here. This is the 18. So I'll stop here. And I will draw a line that is going to pass through that point this way. So this point where they meet is the center of the circle, just like you can see, right? But the diameter of the circle is given to be 18, as you can see here, 18. So what I will do is on my this thing here, I'm going to measure 18. So if I place it this way, I'll take half of it, which is 9. This is 9 here, right? 9 here, and I'll place it at the center point. I'll mark 0, that is 9, 9, 9, and 9, right? So I'll take my meter rule, my set square, and I'm going to draw this way, and this way, and this way, just to form the box. We're all using ordinate method of what? Of construction. You can see that. Now this is the full box I need. But what do you notice? On the diagram, we're told that it is also 3 meter high. So I'll just measure that 3 meter high. How will I do that? I'll just draw one of this point upward this way. One of those point upward. Right, let me see this. And I'll measure 3. Right? So let's measure the 3 and see how it goes. It looks very small, but we'll just measure it that way. This is 3 here. 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? This is where it stops. At this point. I'll make it form a box this way. Right? I'll do the same thing here too. To form a box here. So if I do that, I'm having this. I'm having this. I'm also having this. You can see that. So what I did down here, I will just transfer those points up. So I don't want too much lines. So what we'll do is this point you see here, I'll transfer it up here. This is what I need. The next one is this point too. This one here, I'll transfer it here. This is what I need. This one too is what I need. These two is what I need. You can see that? So I need those 4 points, right? Then the next thing I'm going to do is, let me first of all take a diagonal. Let me first of all do the top to avoid too much of confusion on lines. So I'll place it up here because I have a circle there. I'll place it at this top here to this mark, this point I marked, and I'll join these two together, right? And I'm going to join these two together. You can see that. I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing. You can see that. Similarly, the one under, since I use this top to get this, I'll use the bottom here to get it down one this way. You can see that. So we move further. Now the next thing I'm going to do is this. I'll draw the diagonal. Let me take from the top already, from the bottom here to the other bottom here. I'll draw a diagonal this way. Do the diagonal, and I'll take a line from this end here, the down one, to this point here. Then I'll take another line from this point here to this point here. You can see that. So this is, I need this point, and I also need this point. So I'll draw the top one now, the diagonal on the top one this way. So I have two diagonals, right? So I'll just transfer my point instead of drawing too much line. So this center line, this point here, I'll transfer it to here, and this point here, I'll transfer it to here. You can see that? So from that point, look at what I want to do now. From the top here, I'll draw a line that will connect these two, right? This way. You can see that? Then what I used to do here, I'll come down. This is the top. I'll come down now and do the same thing. But in this case, I will not complete this. I'll just stop here, right? This is where I will just stop. I'll just take this one here to touch here. You can see that? And the next thing I'm going to do, I'll do the same thing here too. From this point, the top, I want to close there up. You can see that? You can see that? Then I'll do that for the down too, here, with the same measurement. You can see that? And I'm going to join this center point to the center point here. Hope you see that. So I've got that shape there. Now there's a circle in between, right? And that circle will be here. The circle is given as a radius of what? Radius of 12. So what I'll simply do is very, very small, very, 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 very small, right? Having a radius of 12 there. But what I'll just do is this. I might just join these diagonals here. These points, just like I marked earlier, just join this. And this point here, just join this. So this is the center of that figure here. Am I correct? This is what we have here. So I'm going to mark the 6 all around. Since it's given a diameter of 12, and I'll mark the 6 all around. So from 0 to 6, right? And if I place it at the center point, I'm going to mark up this point, this point, and this point. So you know this point here, I'm going to join to form a box this way, and this way, this way. So we have that box. So, but sometimes if it's that small, I can always advise you to avoid complication for you to make use of your what? Your French curve. Now this is my French curve here. That's the smallest one. You can just take it. So this will be better. Can you see that? That you use there. Because my compass is so small that I cannot just use it. So I'll just use the French curve. And I'll place this there. Right? Look what we have here. So this is what we have here. Right? Now if you look closely, we have successfully reproduced the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen in isometric projection, right? So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.